All right, let's get into Trump ringing the bell and the lights being shown in the sky as far as the drones and over the Garden State and other areas of this nation, and the so-called mothership, the mothership. And this is for a birth of a nation, a birth of an age. As the old age is gathered, the new age is coming, and we've been given this window into heaven called your phone. And as we come eye to eye with this bridegroom, some things are going to happen in this world projection. The 3D's coming into the 4D, the 4D's coming into where you're shaking around. The 3D's got you moving here and there. All these things are going to be playing out, okay? And the 89, the 90, which is your 24 and 25, each one of these basically has a 3-year time frame that follows after them, that brings that so-called movie to this world. And the 82 to 85, the 85 to 88 we've lived through and experienced. And this has been when the trumpets sounded and the woman was covered in the sun as the dawn rose. And different days were closing as different days were opening. And Obama marks the time of the dark sun coming and new colors shining to get us from one time to another time. And that was closing up a time frame from 1985, which was the Reagan years, which brought in all this times of change. And we're going to be replaying the 80s and 90s on mass scale, as well as the 1900s, and all these things are going to be compounding in our time frame for that great tribulation time frame, where Don is gathering his nation, and the left and the right, they have been circled in. The two gardens have been circled in a matter of speaking, and the lights in the sky, the garden is dark, and the 3D projection has been shown, this is turning into that 4D projection, to where you have dawn ringing the bell on that time person of the year, the dawn of time, all on the same day kind of thing, overlapping. And we're all taking our seats back, and the theater's dark on that world stage, and it's all going to be coming into a world near you. And this is where Biden, he's not making the proper calls, or the government's not making the proper calls, and the people, they might have to start making hands themselves and taking things in their own hands, and these types of things. And that Trojan horse is set, and the vans and the jack hills and all these things are kind of set in a flip-flop way as far as what we're shown on a projection, through a projection that tell a vision, the vision that's given to all. But as this 3D is breaking open here, we see the Super Mario World and the Disneyland there, and then we see this Happy Meal here, and then the Fry Guy, Old MacDonald, he's there, and this the Fry Guy here, all these things coming, okay? And then we can see where the Make America Healthy Again, or this like live golf, or the strokes, or those types of things to be lining up where the heart attack takes out the Fry Guy, Old MacDonald, and then we come in and we have like a whole nother part 2 of Super Size Me being played, or Making Business, Big Business with Ricky Lake, the documentary about babies. All these things will be playing out in our world on a mass scale, to where like the truther movement was put out by the CIA in one way, and a window into heaven, giving you the light of God and whatever, giving you secrets of this, that, and the other. And it's up to us to seek the truth, to seek all this information. But we also have to pull away from it and absorb it and take it all in and connect it into like, why are they telling us these things? Because we know this isn't like real life or whatever. I wouldn't be surprised, like the Optimus robot, it's like a half real, half fake kind of thing, where it's like we're Optimus, where the people who got this, that, and the other, or been changing that vitamin K shun, or the K shot or whatever, these things can be developing into a whole new heaven and earth, okay? And then where we also seen these people locked up for 4 years at home with COVID or whatever. This can be where everybody has to go back into their hive, to where we're shown with the 4 types of creation in Genesis chapter 1 through 6, where eventually the sons of God saw the daughters of men and took them for wives. Well, after so long, we'll see the people who took COVID or whatever kind of thing. Well, whatever's been placed upon the earth, they come out clean, or they come out on the other side. Okay, and then they've been deemed okay for that kind of thing. Okay, and then we go into whole. Okay, so it's all overlapping. We're playing day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, and day 6, and day 7. But we're in day 7, gathering up that old age where the Lord God, the Lord God is the sun in Psalms, and then the Lord is Satan. All right, so as Satan has marked his children back in 2020, 2021, the trumpets sounded. They all flocked when the corona crown was placed. And now they're about to be pushed out of that birth through the corona crown as the serpent rises up the chakra. And, oh, I'm in hell. Inhale and exhale. X is here. The X-Files are showing me all this stuff. The book of life is opened. I'm seeing who all went to these parties. The stars that gave my heaven light and such that I all followed. They're all going dark and falling. And the dawn, his light's going dark, and all those types of things. And then you have this sun over here going dark, while this sun over here goes dark. And you can see how Elon Musk is pissing off this person here in the government, or pissing off this person here, to where you have the so-called CIA come in, or the government come in, or Brazil, or whoever he's pissed off, Venezuela, whatever, and come in and take out Elon. And that would be the replay of the King Spirit dying on the throne in one way, and then you have Trump coming in, being taken out, dying on the throne another way, and all those types of things. And the McDonald's is taken out, dying with the throne, and it's just like all these lights coming and connecting together in the domino effect. One takes out the other, blah, blah, blah. And then you're left here with a whole new stage, a whole new 3D and 4D, and you got to start moving. We got to start paying our weight. The airfare's a lot more expensive. Well, he's only paying $30 and I'm paying $200. Well, it's because he don't weigh 300 pounds and weigh enough for 2 or 3 people or whatever kind of thing. And this is where all these things have been a test on things, and getting you to weigh as much as you can in whatever way, shape, or form you can. All right? So this is going to help gather in a nation, and that gem. The gem is being placed in many ways, shapes, and forms, and whatever else. So, the gem's coming for the bridegroom situation, and you're going to come eye to eye with yourself. Hey, I have not been taking care of my temple. The church doesn't talk about that. Well, because they need money. And he's depending on you paying him 10% of whatever you make, or whatever the rules are, or whatever. And you're paying for some timeshare in heaven you don't even get to use, because Jesus told you heaven is in you and the Father lives in you. And that's what that light is inside of you. And that's what gives you that's what's thinking for you. God is in here, and it's that voice you hear when you're alone in the woods. What you thinking? No, what you're listening to from God is actually what you need to be. That's why they don't want you daydreaming and thinking these things, or listening. They don't want you listening to God, daydreaming. They want you to be living in the American dream, so they can deceive you and put you to sleep. And the 26th hour is now with the 20, the trump, and he has the ring in hand, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and the Gemini moon and the Kamala the moon, and all these things being placed on the nation in one way, shape, or form. And the Iran and the critical race and all these things are playing out, just like I told you were going to be happening in one way, shape, or form, in a little flip-flop fashion. And you're seeing it all over this nation in one way, shape, or form. And the lights in the sky are being shown here and there. And this people, the crypto, the Bitcoin, the banana split, and all those things can be tied to how the Bitcoin is tied to the Dow, and these things are tied to the petrodollar and all those things, where once it hits Texas and takes out this types of things or whatever. And then you can see, oh, not to get too deep into it, folks, but you got the part 2 and part 3 lining up, and I'm going to stop this one just because of time and get into some other ones in part 2.